The game is gaming and all that good stuff, so get back into my groove here with making sure that I've got everything running properly. Okay, and if everything is going as it should be, you should now be hearing the game. Okay, so just to bring you back up to date on where we were the last time we streamed, we had just finished up at the Gold Saucer. We just got the buggy, and we are gonna need to do a little housekeeping before we head further into our mission, because there are some enemy skills that, because we now have Kate Sith and the manipulate materia, that we really need to try to get before we go forward, because this is just you know, can't miss type stuff. So we're gonna cast, the very first one is gonna be Big Guard. So if you weren't paying attention, what I did is I cast manipulate on one of these beach plug enemies, and I can now control them. You can control them until they're physically attacked, and it'll kind of snap them out of it. It sort of almost works the same way Confusion does. But you can also attack them with their own magic and save yourself some materia, which is kind of cool. But really, your main use for the manipulate materia is going to be getting enemy skills. Sorry, trying to get my headphones dialed in. I've got my audio ducking me, which means that when I'm speaking, the audio gets much louder, and then I stop talking. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I feel like I'm shouting over myself now. So I think this might be the party we stick with, because, you know, I don't know that I really feel that I want to make the investment into Aerith that you know, something that may turn out to not be really all that fruitful, let's say. So another thing that you're about to learn that you can do is you can drive right into Costa del Sol and go back to Junon on the ship. So that's what we're going to do, because we do actually need something over in Junon. And while we're over there, why not try to take down the Midgar Zolom? But first, we're gonna stay in an inn. I mean, I guess we could probably stay in an inn in Junon for a little bit less. But I mean, we're talking—we're officially at the point in the game with Gil that hundreds of Gil is kind of inconsequential to us, and thank God for that. So let's go ahead and spend our Gil. Hear some nice ocean waves. Let the sounds of Costa del Sol lull us off to a peaceful slumber, and then head over to the dock and go to Junon and get our business done so we can move on with the story. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people looking for a long play, and this is kind of a not miss sort of side quest that you really should partake in. It's going to save you these enemy skills are giving you access to spells that you don't really have access to yet, and are more useful than their green materia counterparts. So yeah, like I said, can't miss. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of people that will tell you that you have to 100% this game every time. And you know, if you miss anything that's missable, you just completely failed, and you know, you suck at life and all that stuff. I'm not going to tell you that, but I am telling you that these two enemy skills you actually do need. So listen to me. I'm your internet fairy aunt that is here to help you have fun and enjoy this game the way it's meant to be enjoyed, which is your way, for the record. Like, that the right way to enjoy this game is the way that makes you happy. I don't gatekeep. So there isn't, I know right now you're like, oh my gosh, I have to drive all the way through freaking Junon. No, you don't. You can go talk to this nice little sailor right here who will take you to the heli-taxi, and will take you in your car outside Junon, which is pretty cool. I mean, there's a little shopping in Junon, but nothing that we need, because we're about to go somewhere where we can buy much better stuff than we can buy in Junon. And we've already got Yuffie, which a lot of people don't get Yuffie until the section of the game that we're in. So we've already kind of got a little bit of a head start on that too. So overall, we're doing great. Like, I don't want to make it sound like we're behind or anything. Like, you know, I did some level building before the last stream, and that actually honestly helped a lot. So. And the enemy that we are looking for is called Zemzalet, and they look like a big, crispy, succulent spirit. That's always what I've thought. Like, he looks like he's made out of, like, cactuses. Like, he would be kind of crispy and juicy if you bit into him. Like a green bean. Let's see if we can manipulate him, because we really need this skill from him. Okay. All right. So we're going to let Kate's turn come back around, because we're in control of the Zemzalet, and we're going to have him use White Wind on us. All that enemy skill goodness. And what White Wind does for you is it cures you for the amount of your current cure. So for those counting, that means that if you never let your health get below, it can always full health you. And it also casts haste on your party and eliminates all... No, it does not cast haste. That is Big Guard that does that. But it will clear all status effects. So confusion, sleep, poison, stuff like that. So it's basically Cure and Asuna in one spell for 33 MP. The bomb. The absolute bomb. Because one of those is close to that by itself. You'll have to forgive me. I bought a bunch of those sugar-free drink mix packets, and I got my TikTok water over here. Like, normally I just have like water in there, or the one week I had ginger beer and orange juice in it because I had a cold. But yeah, tonight it's some Margaritaville pina colada and some peach ring. So it's like peachy pineapple coconut. It's very, very good. I'm not pretending that it's water though. It's artificially sweetened Kool-Aid. But no sugar. I mean, if I'm gonna drink chemicals, I might as well drink the chemicals that aren't gonna have calories. So all that good stuff. So really, at this point, we can go back, because I don't think I'm going to try to fight the Midgar Zolom, because we get access to a different vehicle here shortly-ish that makes it easier to get back over there. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to go all the way back through the Mithril mines, and that's no bueno. Nobody wants to do that. So. Okay, I think it's Y to call Mr. Dolphin. Yeah. Yeah, we can call Mr. Dolphin, and he'll take us right back up top. He will jump you right onto the cargo ship, buggy and all. Mr. Dolphin is a bud. Look at that guy. Like, picking up my car and putting it on a cargo ship. We should all have such friends like Mr. Dolphin. Mr. Dolphin for the win. I think I need to... Well, I guess we're not going to talk about Mr. Dolphin anymore, but whenever we play Rebirth and we see Mr. Dolphin in HD again, I'm going to have to get some of those Lisa Frank dolphins to pop up on my screen. Because I've got little things that are like, if I got to scratch or, indulge my vices or anything like that, I can just pop him up on there. I've got one for each set. I've got... I don't know if anybody has actually watched multiple ones of my streams. You've probably watched multiple ones of my shorts, but I have like 3 distinct like streaming sets for the screen. I have like this one, which is like the like Miami Vice vaporwave kind of deal, and then I've got like a dark sea punk one, and then I've got a neon rave blacklight one. And we'll switch to that when it gets dark. But I mean, once it gets, with it still being daylight outside and there's still being like ambient light coming in my window, like I'm not going to get the full effect of the black light. So no, I did some redecorating this week. You're actually going to be very impressed once the black light comes on. I hope. Okay, I got to do this once per playthrough. Because this enemy is called Grangalan, and I will indulge you. Whoa, Black Betty, Grangaland, whoa. Yeah, you know what? I've got a short buried somewhere with me doing that, and I'm too afraid to release it. So maybe we'll do it this time. Whoa, Black Betty, Grangaland, whoa. Grangaland had a child, Grangaland, his child had a child. Grangaland. You know, it just occurred to me that we may have one other errand we want to do over here. I know that there is an enemy that we can get Aqualung from in this general vicinity. And I think it's in the desert. I really hate these guys. We're gonna have to do some materia reconfiguration before we go into any areas where we're getting into any serious, you know, scuffles, because this is just not acceptable at this point. I don't have anything that's gonna hit everybody. I don't know what happened. Oh no, I do remember what happened to my all materia. My materia got all jumbled up when we went into Corel prison, and I had to throw a bunch of it on Barrett, and Barrett was only fighting one guy, so there was no reason to put all materia on him. So, brings us up to date. Now I'm going to find out where we get Aqualung. Okay, so it just wouldn't be me streaming if you didn't have to deal with me looking up at my weird vertical monitor off to the right here. It's some awkward neck bending fashion around my microphone. We'll get there though. We got this. There doesn't seem to be a section in this strategy guide specifically labeled enemy skills. Enjoy the keyboard clackety. I think this keyboard's got red switches in it, so it's like the kind of clackety ones. Okay, let's control F this. We ain't got time for this. We ain't got time to scroll. We got places to be. Okay, Aqualung. The harpy enemy, you can find it by going along the sandy areas surrounding the gold saucer. So let us do that. And we're looking for an enemy called the harpy. I could make a lot of jokes about a lot of people who could easily be this enemy, but you know, I'm not petty. And I don't think there's any way that I make a joke like that and I end up looking good. So, you know, we're just gonna not do that. We all know one. We all know one, though. You know what? If you watch this, name your favorite harpy in the comments. I'll let you guys battle it out. I'm not even gonna tell you nothing. Just share who your favorite harpy is in the comments. Why not? I think where we're at might be a bit much. Let's get rid of some of the busyness here. I think now seems like a great time to white wind ourselves. Let's see, Bolt 2. I guess Barrett. Do I have 3 enemy skills? No, I don't have the 3rd one or the 4th one yet. I'm getting a little confused about what part of the game I'm in, because I'm like, oh, did we go down to the sunken ship yet? We might get to the sunken ship by June 1st. That remains to be seen. You know, next weekend is Memorial Day and gas is expensive. I ain't grilling nothing. I'm just gonna sit here and play Final Fantasy VII. I don't know about y'all. If you get stuck in the house, come keep me company. Come watch me play Final Fantasy VII during Memorial Day. Why'd I do that? No, I didn't want to do that. Okay. You know, this is a good opportunity for us to gain some levels, and you know, you typically stream for a couple hours anyway, so why not go ahead and do the housekeeping? And like I said, I think that all of the stuff I'm showing you how to do here, when you play through, you're going to want to do this. Like, you know, play it your way. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but you want to do this, okay? Because, like, the enemy skills are just, they are the underrated, the bomb resource in this game. Like, the first time I played through it, I had no idea what the enemy skill materia did. And if I haven't explicitly explained this, the enemy skill materia allows you to learn skills from enemies that you can then reuse for MP. So by the time you get a really decked out enemy skill materia, you're going to have like 30, 40 spells on one materia. So it's a space saver too. It's really awesome. Aesthetic level, I really like those enemies. I love the color scheme of them. They're like shiny and kind of, you know, fantasy unicorn looking. They're a pain in the ass, but they're cool looking. That's the way I feel about a lot of the enemies in this game. Pain in the ass, but cool looking. Some of them are just kind of stupid looking though. See, we build a nice little community. We can do things like vote about what the stupidest looking enemy in this game is, and wouldn't that be fun? I'm just gonna cut out the middleman. Just manipulate him. Throw a big guard on the crew here. Is anybody like, you know, let's cure Kate Sith. And then we're going to have him use Aqualung on us, because the problem is Aqualung is actually a pretty strong spell, so it's very likely that it could kill one or several of us. So we're just going to have Oh, we lived! And Cloud got a limit break. La-di-da! Things are going our way, finally. Everything's coming up Polly Pocket Knife. Get him with his own... Get him with his own spell. All right.
Hit him with his own spell.
Yeah. Okay, now we can finally go to points unknown. We don't have to continue retreading the same old spots. And we are actually going to learn a new enemy skill here shortly. Inevitably. It's our good friend... Is he a good friend? We get to fight the Turks again soon. Well, that ain't good. Well, we're about to go into a town, so I suppose that's a happy accident. Okay, let's bring Cloud back to life, because that's just kind of embarrassing. Let's just waste these El Cheapo things so we can get rid of them. There we go. There we go. Taking up space in my inventory. My inventory. Okay, get out of the car. Okay, thank you, Cloud. We also have a materia up here somewhere. See, this is what I mean about the Turks being comic relief a lot of the time. Is this what boys talk like when we're not around? See, these characters in this game are so lovable, they stan each other. It's a weird quandary these fellas are in, having crushes on everybody they're chasing. Hey, it's me. Let me give you my opinion about this. And she's got a crush on Sung. She's the only one who doesn't have a crush on a member of our glorious team that we're assembling. It took you that long to... They're just kind of bumbling. I don't have any girls in my party. I got two guys and a stuffed cat. That's an interesting thing about Rude that I learned not that long ago that I'd never noticed before. He never, ever, ever attacks Tifa. Ever. If he tries to, he misses. Like, Rude's crush on Tifa can be used for strategy. Yeah, get out of my way. I'm not going to act like I don't remember Sector 7, you sons of bitches. You might be comic relief, but you still suck. Are we at a point where we need to steal from these guys yet? Because sometimes when you fight the Turks, you can get some good stuff. I don't know what we're getting. Nothing to steal. Okay. Cool. Big money, big money, big money! No! You know what? Cloud's just gonna have to attack because Cloud has no MP and I don't really have a good way to give it to him. That's okay though. Everybody else is alright. Let's just Aqua Lung them. That's a good strategy, right? Let's put him to sleep. Oh yeah, see what I mean about Aqua Lung? Basically one shot on an enemy that is ostensibly a boss. In theory. The boss, this is not a difficult enemy to fight. Okay, so Gungaja, technically you can completely bypass, and I believe. And the game doesn't even notice. You can go straight to Cosmo Canyon if you want to, but I think there's materia here. There actually is definitely a summon here. Could be a spy in the crew. I do realize that if you have been watching this from the beginning that I did actually dispense a bit of a spoiler at one point that kind of reveals who that spy is, and if you are upset with me about that, I'm sorry. I just get so excited about this game I forget everybody else hasn't played it. So... I don't think we want to go here first. I think we want to go to the reactor, which I believe is up through here, maybe. I think. It's the only other way we can go. I bet these guys are weak to fire. This is a great time. No, it's not. Never mind. Cloud, do something. Please. No, not again. Come on, man. What the... It's stopping businesses for the birds. I mean, luckily they can't do a whole lot of damage. That is the trade-off of these guys. They're frustrating to to encounter, but they really are not particularly tough. We just gotta wait for the stop effect to wear off, which it will. There we go. Kind of. I thought they'd be weak to fire. I guess I'm wrong. Okay, so we're gonna use White Wind on everybody to unstop. Get a little HP back. I'm not entirely sure how much HP Asuna uses, which is the other, like, status effect spell that gets rid of them. It can't be much less than 30. It's a level 2 spell, so I don't know. We need to find an inn is what we need to do. I don't think we actually end up really fighting much of anything over at the reactor, so it's fine, but we need to go to sleep in an inn in Gungaja before we leave. taking us long enough to kill me. Ran out of MP. You said sorry, bug. I'm just gonna squish you. Okay. Well, I am sorry that I thought I was supposed to be live right now, and I apologize, and we are now. I've been recording up until this point, so I guess we didn't really miss that much, but yeah, we're live now. And if you were waiting for us to go live and you tuned in, and I apologize if wait a second. We haven't done everything we need to do there yet. Okay, so first of all, go back into Gagata. I am going to... Okay, here's the reactor. This thing always amused me because it looks like a Dobie Triceratops tank, which I suppose is what it's supposed to be. But why does it look like its tongue is hanging out? Like it's just... That's not making it into the short. I'm sorry. It's just not. Not when you can sample shorts and remix them. No. So I apologize for not being actually live prior to now. I intended to be, and sometimes OBS is not real clear when you are live and when you are not. Either that or I got kicked off, who knows. So we are showing up live now though. So thank God for that. Okay. You missed the pre-show though. You missed the music. And this is a reactor that's broken up. When we talk to the people in the town, we get to learn more about the reactor exploding. But here comes our favorite terrible laugh to some Scarlet and Gyahaha. Or as Kate Sith likes to say, Kyahaha and Gyahaha. Now, this is the first time we're hearing about them being on the hunt for some kind of specialized materia, so that's kind of something to keep in your pocket for later when it gets brought up again. The part of my desk that you can't see is like entirely beverages. Like I literally, on my desk at this moment, I have a sparkling ice, an iced coffee, a Coke Zero, a energy drink I haven't opened yet, and my obnoxious TikTok water. You know, I want to know the history between these two because they just hate each other too much for there not to have been like, you know, a period of time where they didn't, if you catch my drift. Why is she dressed like that for work? I mean, it just doesn't seem practical. Like, as a weapons expert, allegedly, within the Shinra administration, presumably she has to lean over from time to time, and that top is not made for movement. It is cut all the way down to there. I think J-Lo at the Grammys in '99, that Versace, the green. All I had to say is J-Lo at the Grammys, and you know what dress I'm talking about because you're probably a '90s kid too, and you're watching this. I remember very distinctly my brother and I at one time when we were playing this, there's something shiny back there. Don't do anything. Like, oh, what's back there? Sephiroth's back there. Yeah. There's very few times that this game is going to ask you, do you want to do something? You're going to be like, nah, I think I'm good. You can say you're not ready, though. And sometimes you're not. And as per usual with our evening streams, this is just going to get more and more unhinged as the evening goes on. So remain with us. Although it just wouldn't be a normal stream for me if I didn't have some kind of technical difficulty at some point. Like a couple Sundays ago, it turned out it had only been for like 5 minutes, but I realized that my mic was muted when I came back from a break, and it just threw me off so bad. I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm still new to this. Like, I'm fairly poised, but I'm not like gonna pretend that I seem like super polished, because you know this whole thing's supposed to be rough around the edges. That's how you know I'm not an AI, right? And I assure you I am not. If I was gonna design an AI, I would have made it look way better than this. Okay. If you go back and watch the original streams, you can watch the journey of a 40 plus year old woman learning how to apply makeup properly for the first time. Because there's been some missteps along the way, let me tell you. Okay, let's get serious. Yeah, the reactor has been sitting there basically abandoned for 3 years since an explosion. And that's their memorial. We got this little village in the shadow of the reactor, kind of in a similar story of Cosmo Canyon, except they didn't come in and wipe the town out as revenge. And you gotta wonder why Corell and not here. Did you want something? Do we need any accessories? Let's hear a story. You know, we need a little bit of storyline. I'm not going to talk to every NPC in this game, because we will be here until 2028 if I do. And they decided they just didn't want the Mako energy. It was more trouble than it was worth. It took enough of their people, and they were just done. And that's something that all the people in this game have the freedom to do, I suppose. You want something? Buy weapons? I do want to buy weapons. And then I'll hear your story, alright? But we're going to do business first. Okay, that is not as good as the one I've got. Yeah, we could use that. Who else are we using? Okay, I don't get a item like that for Kate Sith because we just got him, so... Alright, but we do have a nice new weapon for Barrett that's actually got a proper and acceptable amount of materia slots. Shinra built the reactor without even thinking about the town's safety, and this is the result. You also kind of like think in terms of like shades of, you know, industrial disasters, you know, companies that have, you know, reputations for just coming in and extracting all the value and leaving. I mean, there's a lot of little Shinras in the real world. That's a nice little weapon for Kate Sith. Let's go talk to this fella, see if we get the storyline. This is Gungaja village. Many people died here in a Mako reactor explosion. Is there anything else in here? Does that little... No. And you can't go up the stairs in this one. One thing that is actually really easy to miss in this town, because it's one of the only times you encounter this mechanic, but some of these you actually have a little pole that you can climb to go up to the top, and we definitely want to stay in the inn. I would like a room, please, and I will hear your story in the morning. 80 gil. See what happens when you stay outside the major cities? 80 gil. You ain't paying no $200 a night price gouging tourist trap Costa del Sol prices in Gungaja, because there ain't nothing to see here. Okay. Yeah, everybody just kind of feels like the Shinra just wanted what they could take from us, not what who we are as people. Let's see what kind of items you got. And now that we got White Wind, I'm not all that worried about, you know, the kind of items that will deal with status effects. We may need them at some point. This is someone who's met someone in Soldier before. And Zack is kind of this character that's sort of shrouded in mystery. Like, you really kind of have to do a little digging into the, you know, pieces of storyline that are scattered throughout the game to really get to know anything about Zack, who left for the city about 10 years ago and went to go make a name for himself in Midgar to join Soldier, very much like Cloud. And Cloud says he doesn't know Zack. It just sounds familiar, but he doesn't remember him. And when we get to some parts that deal with Zack more, I'll go ahead and actually do the storyline sections. Okay. I think that we have gotten everything out of Gungada that we needed to get, so we will just go right on. After we fight whatever this is. I please not. Oh, you sons of... Yeah, we're just gonna deal with you real quick like this time. I'm going to be really curious to know what YouTube ended up recording, because like it said I was live and then it said I wasn't, so, and then it let me use the same stream, and a lot of the time it won't let you do that, so I don't know. It's getting something. It says we're live and it says we've been live for an hour, so I don't know. OBS is weird sometimes. Like, it disconnects itself and then it reconnects itself and all that stuff. I'm still figuring it out. Back to the buggy. Another screen, then back to the buggy. And we're gonna probably fight some frogs down through here. I don't mean that as a metaphor. Some frogs that have a great name. I think these are the greatly named frogs. What do I know about this enemy? Like, there is something about this enemy. I think you can steal something from him. Okay, now that number above Barrett's head, he's gonna get turned into stone if we don't take that effect off of him within 30 seconds. If they turn all three of your characters into stone, it's game over. So we don't want that. I don't know that I really want to know what I have to do to steal from these things, because they're going to turn my whole party into stone and I'll die. Shit. Oh, thank goodness. Why do I keep doing that? There's something funky going... Oh, you know what it is? That's what it is. See, there's something funky going on with my controller and I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Goodbye to you both. We are getting Gil really quickly. I mean, Gil is going to go really fast in the next town that we get to, though, because there is a lot that is worth buying in Cosmo Canyon. I do kind of want to fight some frogs before we head out, though. There they are. The frogs with the greatest enemy name in the game. The Touch Me Frog. And they will turn you into a frog. This is probably going to be a long fight. I wish they hadn't touched me. I'm going to cast it on ourselves so that we can learn the skill.
He's just a cute little feller now, though.
You know, we may be switching controllers this evening is what we might be doing. We are in a quandary of the highest order at the moment. No, of course we don't have any, I am able to use items. I don't believe I actually have any items that are able to fix the problem I have, although I can, unpetrify Kate Sith. Oh, why did I do this to myself? Although, actually, I believe Kate Sith... Okay, Kate Sith can use Frog Song on the other enemies and get rid of the frog condition. I think that Frog Song... I think casting Frog again reverses it. Yeah, I mean, he's asleep now. Oh, they're all frogs again. I told you this was going to be a long fight. Ooh, we need to sit back. I need to sit back a little bit because my back hurts really bad. Earlier this week, I did something. I did that thing that you do in your 40s when you sleep wrong and your back hurts for 3 days. Yeah, that happened to me. Don't let it happen to you. Don't fall asleep watching a movie on the couch. Like, if you just kind of like deep dives and stuff, like, you know, we're just sitting here killing frogs, killing time, waiting for this battle to end in some way, shape, or form that's acceptable. Hopefully not with dying, because that would be really bad, because I got a bunch of enemy skills and I don't want to lose them or have to go back for them. But one of my favorite YouTube channels that I've been watching recently is, it's called Better Watch TV. And this guy does deep factoid, Easter egg, every actor, everything breakdowns of like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And he just scratches the itch for my brain with, like, it's my favorite show of all time. Like, spoiler alert, like my favorite TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. I think it's Breaking Bad, not Better Call Saul. Just maybe for sentimental reasons. But, like, it breaks it down to a level of granularity that I appreciate. If you can get more granular than I can, you're my kind of people. Oh, this is going to be really bad. Okay. Kate Sith, come on. White Wind, my boy. Get everybody back out of being frogs. Goodbye. Hopefully. Oh, crap. He's not going to be able to do that. He's asleep now. This is brutal. This is awful. I hate these frogs. I regret everything I have ever said. You know, I think I was actually live. I think what happened is I pressed go live on the YouTube window, and then OBS didn't catch up. So I guess we're going to find out. When we're done, I will go back and watch the recording, and we will find out if I was live that whole time or not. But really, we didn't miss any storyline. Like, I had just gotten to Gungaja when I realized that OBS was showing me as go live and not end broadcast. Oh, thank God. Oh, that was brutal. Was that not brutal? That was awful. Okay, give me just like 1 sec to get caught up, like catch my breath, and we will keep going. Like, yeah, because that was bull crap. Okay, sorry. I just sometimes the real world comes to get you when you're streaming. I don't like it any more than you do, I promise. So our next destination is Cosmo Canyon. So this is going to be, you know how we said that Corel was the Barrett episode? Cosmo Canyon is the Red 13 episode. So this is Red 13's Day in the Sun. We get to learn more about his story and his family and where he comes from. Okay, just gonna try to get my seats. I mean, nobody's watching at this moment, and I can cut this stuff out later if it turns out that it's not entertaining to watch me move my chair. Okay, now you can go a little further past this if you just want to do some level building, but what's going to happen is right now, we're going to try to drive past Cosmo Canyon, and conveniently our car will break down. So we can't go any further than just like this little area outside here, because we can't cross rivers without the buggy, and there's a river in the way. So the game does stuff like that to kind of force you to go places. So this is one place that this is not optional storyline at all. So the first thing we are going to do is save, because that's not negotiable. Like, we just got a bunch of enemy skills. I am not fighting those frogs again. Like, I will shut this game off right now. And luckily, I think that's really the only area they're in. And then the next thing we need to do is do some equipment swaps. We don't need the hard edge yet. We're just gonna leave. We're just gonna let that ride for Cloud. That's not something we're doing right now. So the atomic scissors for... Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him the silver armlet and okay. All right. Materia. Let's arrange it all. Now, since this group is fairly well balanced as far as who's the magic user, who's the HP user, so let's kind of go... I do want to use... I want poison on the double growth weapon, I want heal on the double growth weapon, and I want life or revive on the double growth weapon, because that's what Cloud's got right now. And we're going to give him an all spell, give him all restore. It's the only drawback to me not keeping Aerith in the party is I do have to worry about how I'm going to restore. And we'll give Cloud a summon. We'll go with Titan. I don't think Titan's going to hurt anybody, so let's... Alright, range. I'll give him lightning to all. Do transform's about to go up a level, so we'll just go ahead and put that on there. Seal. Give him the enemy skill. Manipulate. Steal. And some kind of summon. I like Shiva. I know it's a little outdated at this point, but I like Shiva. Alright, so... let's give him a couple of all spells as well. Let's do all fire and all ice. Excuse me. And then, let's see here. All right, I am still live. I keep looking over at my thing. Is my camera moving? Did something happen? I'm just paranoid at this point. And we'll just give him the 2 of the good summons we've got. Okay, that should be good. And we definitely want to keep some elixirs because we fight a really hard boss here shortly that you can solve that whole problem with an elixir. In fact, I was reminded of that when I streamed this on Twitch by a viewer. So, you know, I told them at the time, I take requests, I don't take demands. I mean, backseating, if you're going to be a jerk about it, don't do it. But I mean, if you got a way for me to beat this thing that I'm not doing, please let me know. I don't know everything about this. I am not pretending that I do. I am home. It is I, Nanaki, a name that we have not heard up until now. Hey, Nanaki, you're safe. Bugenhagen. Nanaki? This guy got real mad at me because I didn't answer this. I am not familiar with this land because I said yes last time because I played the game before, and he called me a liar, wouldn't let me in the city. So basically the gist of what Cosmo Canyon is, it's an observatory. People who study astronomy, astrology, the celestials, the planets, that this is where they come to do their research and learn more about the planet and, you know, the spiritual stuff that's entwined with that. So that's basically what this is. It's like a celestial retreat for scientific and intellectual and spiritual types. And they've not heard that name before. They know Cloud. They know Red 13 as Red 13, which is a name given to him by the Shinra. I think the thing that bothers me is why did they not start calling him Nanaki after this? Because like now that they know that's not his given name and that was given to him by the Shinra, why? That just seems so rude. How about our original cocktail Cosmo Candle? Which I think is actually the drink that Tifa serves to you in the bar in Rebirth. When you ask her to make you a drink, I think she actually makes the Cosmo Candle for you. Must have Fireball in it. I can't go up those stairs even though it looks like you can. Well, no, we can go up here. This is the inn. Can we go in here? Is there something to be had in here? No. Okay. And I don't think we really want to go to the item shop because we don't have a tremendous need for items at this point. And also I want to see what we spend on armor and weapons before we start talking about that. So I don't know whether like Red 13's tribe were guardians of the other people who are here, because we do eventually see Red 13's father, and unsurprisingly he is a canine type creature like Red 13. You don't see any other creature like that anywhere else in this game. I don't believe. There's some, I mean, if you're kind of into like lost media or unfinished things, there's some concept art out there that's not terribly difficult to find online that shows that they did have plans for more of him. There was like an indigo 14 and other colors. That's just kind of interesting. I would have been very curious to know how that went and whether or not they're going to do any kind of like callback Easter egg type things in remake, because I don't remember seeing anything like that in the newer games. It would have been neat if they did. All right, now this is our number one destination here. This is the, well, we want the Turtles Paradise newsletter. This is such a weird thing she says, because it makes you think that the weapons won't work. The people here hate to compete, so almost everything here is replicas. But that's all right. Some of them you can actually use. Yeah, this is a replica sword that isn't sharpened, but here, go ahead and fly into battle with it. Why not? Yes, please. Yes, please. And also, yes, please. And I only need one of those because the rest of my party's already got one. You know, actually, there is something else we're going to need because we're going to have to go fight with Red 13 here shortly, and I don't have any weapons for him. I know there's stuff I could sell at this point, but I managed to make it through the last game without using any HP pluses, so let's see if we can do that. I think I won one. I had one, but I didn't use a bunch of them. Also, here is something that is deceptive. There's a little staircase over here. It doesn't really go anywhere. There's not any items or anything. It's just, if you go out there, it's almost like an observation deck, and you can see the Cosmo Canyon, like a nice, you know, zoomed out image of Cosmo Canyon, but that's about it. So we are here talking to Red 13, and the man that Red 13 addresses is Grandpa. As you can see, he's kind of a humanoid type creature, so I think that there may be a little bit of a mistranslation. I think he's really more of like his teacher, but he calls him Grandpa. He knows everything. So here comes the revelation that Red 13, despite being, I think, 48 in Red 13 people years, it's kind of like a Diet Grogu type situation. He's only like, he's a teenager, even though he's 48 years old. His species does not age the same way. He's emo. You thought he was an adult. Yeah, we all did when we were 15 or 16. Don't do it. It's a scam. Don't grow up. All you do is have to decide what you want to eat for dinner and work until you die. Like, don't do it. Yeah, he's trying to let him grow up. You know, he will serve no guardians until their time. That is deeply upsetting and also very, very deep. This is the first time Cloud is really... You gotta remember, Cloud was only half listening to Barrett through this whole thing about like how the Earth is going... Or their planet, not the Earth. Gaia is going to be depleted at some point, probably in their lifetime, by the Shinra's use of the Mako energy by extracting this substance from the Earth. But we don't really have a very deep understanding of what it is at this point. This is when we learn how like integral to the functioning of just life in general in this universe relies on Mako, what the Shinra are calling Mako energy, and it's not something that you're meant to use. It sounds like whales. Like, it definitely sounds like whales. The cries of pain of the planet. So apparently they've recorded trees being cut down and they make similar sounds like that. So that's upsetting. So Bugenhagen basically has a planetarium. Well, that's kind of rude. I'm right here. You're odd looking. He just kind of goes slinking out there. I'll go get them. And it doesn't really matter who you take, because you can change your party again before you have to go battle. This is just basically who you want to see in the machine. And we're picking Kate Sith because Kate Sith is right here, and I don't want to have to go walking that far. All right, why not Yuffie? Come on, Yuffie. Yeah, we'll bring Yuffie and Kate Sith. Up we go into the house. I mean business. I got cold brew iced coffee in that one. Excuse me. "3D holographic system." Now, in the PS1 edition, we never really... When we saw their faces in this context, they didn't have mouths. They were just two eyes. They actually, when they show their faces, Yuffie actually has a mouth now. This is really, really cool. I mean, even now I'm watching this like, oh, it's a vibe. So this is basically the whole basis for the whole game right here. The concept on which the whole thing pivots on. So you die, your body decomposes, and it returns to the earth. And there's going to be a representation of this visually here shortly. So the essence of what makes you, or what makes you, just returns to their planet. Everything, plants, animals, anything that lives or breathes or consumes anything is part of the system. So they're all kind of in this sort of ocean, this sort of well of souls called the life stream. It's everything that has ever lived or died on this planet. And the Shinra have been using this ocean of souls for electricity. It's spirit energy. They're using spirit energy and burning it for electricity. And that's a system that can only replenish through like the circle of life. Like people are born, people die, things are used, things are created. Balance, like Thanos, but less destructive. See the plants, the trees, the people, everything goes back in. And when things are made or born, they come back out. And it's a balance. It's a transaction with the planet. Things go in, things go out at a certain rate. And when you start extracting it without giving anything back, it basically causes the whole planet to die. Yeah, I mean, that's a very dire way of representing it. I mean, that really brings home the stakes here, that you're gonna, if you don't stop, the planet's gonna turn into 3 big pieces of charcoal and just disappear into the ether, never to be thought of or imagined again. Yes, Cloud, that is correct. If spirit energy disappears, the planet will die. Yeah, see, when the spirit energy is extracted, it can't accomplish its purpose of making new life. And down we go back to the real world. That would be a really cool thing, to you just have this little platform that lifts up for your planetarium. It's very Jules Verne, very H.G. Wells. And that's kind of the whole vibe you sort of get from Cosmo Canyon. It's like sort of like half hippie, new agey spiritual, tribal type stuff, and half steampunk scientist, astronomer, Jules Verne, H.G. Wells type stuff. It's a very cool, design for it. Nothing really looks or sounds like Cosmo Canyon in this game. So we're going to go back down here. I'm going to go ahead and save, because you really want to be careful with Cosmo Canyon and saving, because the example I always give is if your electricity goes out and your desktop is just instantly shut down, you're going to have to go through all this storyline again. So you don't want to do that. So I'm just trying to save you the trouble. And we're going to go down to the campfire and share some stories before turning in for the night. I think you kind of have to talk to him in a specific order. You have to talk to all of them. And every time Yuffie talks, I feel compelled to remind you she is 16. She is a child, and she reacts to things like a child. And we don't get to learn what Kate's background is with Cosmo Canyon. I'd like to know. It sounds interesting. You can understand why Cosmo Canyon would inspire someone to form an organization to try to take down the people causing this kind of destruction. So it makes sense that, they would have been in this place. Barrett has moments throughout the game where he kind of struggles with whether or not the ends justified the means with some of this, because he didn't really accomplish what he set out to do yet, and it's already cost him several friends and countless lives of people within his community. So it's understandable why he'd be asking, is it all worth it or not? Tifa wants to broach the subject of what happened in their hometown. Bonfires do really kind of make you reminisce about all sorts of strange things. You really are you, right? And you don't really know what that means yet, and I don't think I'm going to spoil it for you. And Aerith got to spend the day around some people who knew some things about the ancients that she'd never heard before. So she got to learn about, you know, her ancestral people while she was here. You got to imagine the Cosmo Canyon must just have the most wonderful library. We never see it, but, you know, that's what you imagine, just shelves and shelves of tomes. Big leather-bound books. All kind of cloud. We're going to go talk to Red 13. And before we go get started with the ghee, I believe I might go take a short little break just to stretch my legs a little bit and go use the facilities for a moment. Okay. So Red 13's big, you know, thing that he's carrying around is the fact that he feels that his father was a traitor to this town and just ran off when you know, he was pushed to the limits. And so he's gonna spend some time learning about his family and his history while he's here. Okay. Do we want Barrett or Kate Sith? I think I'm gonna go with Kate Sith. Just cause that's kind of neat that Cloud and Red 13 have exactly the same HP at the moment. It's kind of funny. Okay, so we got our team together. And what are we going to do? We're going to save again. Okay. We're going to follow him, but I am actually going to go take a break here briefly. Let me just get this ready to go. Okay, we are back. The game audio is where it should be, and everything is all good in the world. And we changed our set a little bit. We're moved into night mode. Okay, so on up here. The biggest thing that I have to remember this time on my playthrough of the Ghee Cave is that I absolutely have to get the added effect materia, or I'm going to cry very hard and be very sad, because I would not stop complaining about it because I missed it. We're not missing it this time. I love the added effects materia so much. Now, one thing I am actually going to do as we enter this cave is shut up, because there is a really cool effect that's easy to miss as they go in here. I'll go ahead and turn the game music up. So you hear the music fade and fade and fade and fade. So to kind of really, it really kind of gives you this really nice immersive effect that you're getting further and further away from like the warmth of Cosmo Canyon into this dark, you know, unforgiving seeming place. I don't know. I may overthink this stuff sometimes, but I mean, you know, I've spent a lot of hours with this game in my lifetime. A lot. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do. This makes it real easy. And if you've never seen this before, I'm probably blowing your mind right now. And if you didn't catch that, so if you're changing your materia and you go over here off to the left where it says arrange, you click on it and hit exchange, it'll give you every playable character that you have access to at that moment. And you can just swap their materia between characters. So, you know, the game forces you to use Red 13. You just put equipment on that matches the person you need to transfer it from. Just move it. Easy peasy. Okay. Now, the enemies in here are tough. Like, you're going to see me get frustrated, okay? Like, there's no way around that. I think that I can't, that these guys aren't gonna absorb ice. I hope they don't. We just learned death sentence. It's kind of cool. Excellent. No notes. Our only concern at this point is that we may run out of MP. That would be bad. There's really no way to get back either. Like, once you're in here, you're kind of in. Excuse me. So breaking open the rocks is a puzzle that you're supposed to do. I'm just going to break them all open because the... And another thing I'll show you about these guys, too. You use White Wind on them. It damages them and kills them. Sure does. And the cool thing about it is that cure spells tend to do a lot bigger numbers than offensive spells. So when you know that there's undead enemies in here, this actually becomes way easier. Like, these guys are really not that bad. Like, these sneaky step things. Okay, we are unmuted and all that good stuff. Look what we did. We transferred everything back the way it should be. But yeah, I put up a bunch of glow-in-the-dark stickers all over my office earlier this week. Even more of them than there were. Like, even to a point where the controller glows now. Like, I'm incorrigible. Did we go in there and break the rock? No, we have not broken the rock yet. Break it open, and those little gee guys are gonna come out, and these guys you can actually take them out with high potions too. Is another thing. Just easy. Now that you know, I think they've obviously they've got less than 500 HP. Bye. Okay. I mean, we could use it, sure. And when we get to the big boss at the end, we're just going to use an elixir on him. And it's just like instant death, like instantaneous. It's so easy. Okay. All right. Moving right along. I think this is the one that you have to break that actually has something in it. Yeah, break it open. Yeah, that's the one that actually opens the door. Are there any items over here? I don't remember. I feel kind of bad. I don't even remember what Red 13... Oh, it's like Braver. The Sled Fang. I haven't used Red 13 much this go around. very nice. Yeah, I'm pretty determined to try to make it out of the Gee Cave tonight, because this is a slog. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we start up tomorrow morning, which, you know, I don't know exactly what time. I usually start on Sunday mornings about 8:30. Kind of depends on how late we're on tonight, though. So, this cave that they're in is a sealed place of darkness that the people of Cosmo Canyon once had to fight the enemy of these Gee, the Gee tribe, which are this undead people. They get a lot more backstory in Rebirth, and it was not received particularly well. Like, I was expecting that section of the game to be absolutely terrible the way people were talking about it, because I'm not bothered by spoilers. I watched a lot of stuff about it before I played it because I didn't have a PlayStation 5, so I had to wait for it to come out on Steam before I could play it, so it had been out for like a year at that time. So I watched a lot of stuff about it, and the number one thing you saw people complaining about, other than just the absolute, you know, cavalcade of mini games that game has, which, I mean, that makes for good streaming content, so look forward to that. But I think we got it. There we go. Received added effect materia. We're gonna put that right on something. Okay, now what we're gonna do is go to Kate's. See, do you see how the great amount of functionality? Because added effect, basically, in a nutshell, what it does is whatever materia you link it to, it adds the effect of that. So you're mostly going to be using it with, like, status effect materia. It's kind of like elemental, but for status effects. And so what I've just done is I put transform on it. So occasionally, when Kate Sith does a melee attack on someone now, it's going to either make them tiny or turn them into a frog, which is hilarious. It's just a little added bonus. He will make them tiny with one little boom of his big fist. And then you can also use added effect on your armor as a way to protect from that status effect. So you've added effect poison in your armor, it'll protect you from being poisoned. You have an enemy that you know is likely to cast Petrify, you can put added effect and, you know, Petrify on your armor, and it'll prevent you from getting petrified. It'll make you... The immunity level goes up based on the level of the materia. Like, you get to a point where it works almost every time, but out of the gate, I think it only actually does it, like, once every... I think it's 20% of the time at level 1, and then it goes up to 50% of the time. You can look it up. And I mean, it's a blue materia, added effect. Also, one thing to be really careful of when you're traveling through this section, it's not that big of a deal here because you're traveling against empty space, but those oily patches, if you're walking toward a wall, it will slam you into a wall, and there are spikes and it will hurt you. So just keep that in mind, because that sucks. You don't want that to happen. A big old group. And these guys are just... You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna speed it on up. On subsequent playthroughs, you will appreciate the triple speed so much, because it allows you to grind so much faster. So much faster. I'm mostly trying to get through this dungeon using only healing spells on the undead enemies and melee attacks, because I don't want to, like, destroy all my MP, because I might need it, you know. you end up getting into a lot of fights because of the way that you have to navigate all this. You're meandering a lot, which is by design. The game wants you to do that so that you get in more fights. And you know, we understand game design around here, right? Okay. Is this one of the ones that I can, are these undead? They've got to be undead. They cast death sentence. We're about to find out. Oh, oops. That sucks. Especially since we should have used White Wind on ourselves to keep ourselves from getting the death sentence. Oh crap. Okay, let's just throw the heaviest thing we got at him. Kateseth finally broke 4 digits on his HP too. That makes me real happy. I generally don't stream for super long because quite honestly, with the amount of engagement I'm getting on my streams at this point, the streaming is just the beginning of the work because I have to edit it into something releasable. So I'll probably be spending the rest of tonight editing this, but I do really want to get through the cave before we stop. And every time I seem to be able to get to go a little longer, you learn what your pitfalls are. And if anybody is ever thinking about starting to stream, especially if you are someone who is inclined to be concerned about how they look on camera and might be inclined to eat or to not eat because of how you're going to look, do not do that. I have had to cut streams short before because I was hungry enough that it was making me frustrated and stupid. Look, he turned into a little frog. See? Added effect. It's so awesome. I love it just because it's funny. We don't get the really awesome materia that you can use with added effect for a while, but when you get the Hades summon later, you can have a lot of fun with added effect in Hades. That's like my favorite materia combo in the whole game. And the other part that sucks about the Geek Cave, no save point at any point. This is supposed to be like a 45-minute to an hour mission if you've never gone through it before. No save points. Buckle up. And also, yeah, if you've never played this before, no save point in the Geek Cave, buckle up. And the nice thing about, a game, playing it on like a modern console is you can just kind of save your state to sort of freeze it by just turning your system off, not closing the game. But, I don't know what you're playing this on. You might be playing it on an emulator. I don't know. And you'd still have the ability to save state, so I guess that's kind of neither here nor there. Yep. We gotta fight this spider's kind of a pain in the ass. Can we get him with gravity? We're about to find out. Yes! That worked extremely well. Okay, great. Oh, that was rough. Problem with gravity attacks like laser is you can really only use them once for them to be effective, because every time you use it, it drops a percentage of the enemy's HP. Now 1100 HP at this stage in the game is a massive amount of damage, and we are not going to sneeze at that. If you do it again, it's going to do half that much, because it's going to take half of what he's got now, not half of the total. Because if that would make it a little too easy if you could take half, because every time, because you could just hit him twice, right? I feel like the fairy ring is good against something that we are encountering like very soon. Poison and darkness. We'll take it. Gotta keep that elixir. Yeah, I have no way. Oh, I have one ether. I think I'm gonna give it to Cloud. Because that's gonna work the best. Okay. You know how we're getting rid of him? Bye. Toodles. When you know that about this area, I remember this. It's a long dungeon, but it's not particularly difficult when you know that whole thing with the undead enemies. But if you don't know that, oh my gosh, it is a nightmare. I don't know what you get over there. Do I want to try it? Yeah, I guess I do. Since I don't know, I probably should find out, which means we got to fight another one of those. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Yep. Yep. That's how we're doing it. See if we can hit him with laser again. An attack. This thing is able to do some massive single attack damage for this stage of the game. I mean, they just knock Cloud on his ass. Let's see if we can take care of you with this. I guess Cloud's limit break didn't do a whole lot more than that, but still, gosh. They did like 700 damage in one shot. They're probably going to knock. Okay, alright, red 13. No, that's not what we want to do. Hopefully the dice will take care of them. They roll big. Roll big, Kate Sith. Come on, buddy. Big money, big money, big money, big money! It is enough to get the job done. And for those of us who can do math, he can do up to 2,400 damage per turn with 2 dice. Later, as you go up levels, Cloud or Kate Sith can actually get more dice than that. Yeah. Do we think that the X potion was worth that? I mean, it's not an unmissable item. Like, I'm not going to be heartbroken about missing, like, consumables like that unless it's something that you just cannot get otherwise. I really need to get Cloud a better sword. I think I do actually have a better sword for him. I just didn't swap it out because I'm dumb. And just a reminder. Okay. Back down. And back up. And we're gonna have to go fight another one of those spiders. Let's heal before we do that, shall we? Yeah. Okay. Well, Red 13's still got enough MP left that I think we can go ahead and cast Laser on him. In fact, we may actually do exactly what I said we weren't going to do and cast Laser twice, because that would be a real easy way to get rid of him. Now, Laser requires 16 MP, so we will not be doing that. Well, maybe I'll let... Because the The Geen attack, the big bad in this area is in the next room, so we don't really have that much further to go. Actually, this might be enough to get him. No. Yeesh. Why not? Just make it happen, come on. Oh, that was certainly worth it. Kate Sith is just doing great right now. Oh, if you don't laugh, you'll scream. Yeah, you want to see something? If you would have given me all day, I would have been able to figure out how to get over there. Yeah. I'm not speaking from experience or anything. Cloud's Cloud's HP just never fails to amuse me this evening because I'm like, oh, he's got a perfect 1,000. I couldn't do that again if I wanted to. I mean, I suppose I could. Very, very highly specific circumstance has gotten him to exactly 1,000. Don't mind if I do. Okay. All right. And Bugenhagen's gonna pop back up and talk to us. Yep. And again, I just want to say that this enemy, if you don't know this trick, is an absolute nightmare to beat. I have gotten killed by this thing many, many times. And the problem is, again, I just want to say it for probably the third time. No save point in this area. You have to go all the way back to Cosmo Canyon if he kills you. But watch this. Death. Instant. Takes care of his little minions too. You're welcome. Yes. Oh yes. Thank you, Cloud. Because of you, we survived. No, because of the guy who told me to do that when I was on Twitch. That's the reason we survived. It's so easy. You feel like you're cheating. Now I know that it wasn't a mistake bringing you here. Yeah, they could have died going in there, and how awful would he have felt? What could we possibly be here to see? What was worth all this risk? Okay. I just wanted to give you a chance to like absorb the ambiance a little bit. And this is absolutely beautiful. This hand-rendered background showing that Red 13's father got petrified by the arrows of the Gi and has stood there as a sort of scarecrow almost. Like he still continues to ward off enemies because this fearsome warrior is perched up on the cliff and looks like he's overlooking the canyon. Though Red 13, I don't know why nobody thought to tell him this prior to now. His mother knew. And they kept it a secret, and they just sealed the cave shut, hoping that, you know, that beacon of strength was enough to keep them from being attacked again. Basically, Bugenhagen has been waiting for the opportunity for Nanaki to go on a journey to kind of become a man, to go on his I mean, every culture's got some trip you're supposed to go to like transition to an adult, and this is his. It's a very important cause, and he's going with his grandfather's blessing and with the knowledge that his father was a brave warrior as well. So, you know, just, you know, great character development for Red 13, lots of background, you know, beautiful story, beautiful, really interesting cave to go through with some secrets and get some nice, you know, definitely a fun chapter to travel through in this game. No matter what happens, isn't it important to try? And he reacts to things. I mean, actually, really, I guess there's two young people in the party. You've got Yuffie and Red 13, and Red 13 reacts to things the way that a child reacts to them. You know, you don't want your mentors and your parents and your grandparents to go. And we're back in Cosmo Canyon. Yeah, at least it doesn't make you walk all the way back, right? And they fixed the buggy while we were gone. The people of Cosmo Canyon are just wonderful. This is a red herring. And he comes after us. And we're still calling him Red 13. We should have the option to start calling him Nanaki after that. Aww. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and save and wrap it up for the evening. I mean, it is 10 o'clock and I have a morning stream tomorrow morning. So if you'd like to join us, we would love to have you. I usually get started about 8:30. I usually run from about 8:30 to sometime between 10:30 and 11. And tomorrow morning, we will probably be getting through Nibelheim, Mount Nibble, and Rocket Town before we wrap things up. Maybe, and that'll set us up to be doing Wutai on our next stream after that. So we're making great progress. I've been streaming 2-3 times a week since we got started over here on YouTube, and I don't really have any intentions of slowing that down. We're gonna keep going Sunday morning and at least one other night during the week. Sometimes Sunday night. Last Sunday night, I just basically got bored in the afternoon and decided I wanted to kill some time from about 6 to about 9 when Euphoria was going to be on. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow too, if you guys aren't sick of me yet. So if you have joined us in the recording, you have a wonderful day or evening, no matter when you're watching this, and you guys have a great night.